Hi, John Marshall, the Drill Master. I'm going to show you the Army Saber manual, but first I wanted to give you a word of caution. I understand this is a Confederate States of America old sword, and they're really nice. This is more in line with the Army's NCO sword. Not exactly, but it's pretty close with the scabbard and the grip, the knuckle bow here. The sword is straight instead of curved like the officer's saber. So you can use this. I mean, they're really nice to use, but just like and some junior ROTCs get the monstrous cavalry saber, and they're just a few bucks, really, maybe 60 or 80, something like that, bucks on whatever, I guess maybe Amazon or eBay or something like that. And I understand the attractiveness of getting these swords. I understand that it's a cost saving measure. When it comes to the saber, these are expensive, and I get that. I really do. But what I want to caution you is that this is WKC makes this in Germany, and then there's also a company in Spain that makes them, and the sabers are beautiful, but they're expensive. If we don't buy these sabers, if we don't buy the real thing, now it's not real as in razor sharp and used as a weapon. Sure, it can cause a little bit of damage, but they're mainly ceremonial anymore. But if we don't buy the real thing, they're not going to be available anymore. Everything is available in China right now at a cheap discount. And I understand everything is expensive, but we need to buy the real thing. Honestly, we do. All right, so when this is rigged, and I'm not going to wear a belt anymore. So when this is rigged, the chain is attached here. You have the frog, but it's worn so that the grip, you can see the hand grip here, and the Marine Corps calls this a knuckle bow. I forget what it's called for the Army, but the knuckle bow points straight to the rear. So, and it should line up with the seam of your trouser. So this is how you stand at attention. Now, you might notice my feet are completely together. That's just my training, and it's hard to break. So I stand at attention like this. Now, when the command to draw comes, it's draw, and just like the sword for the sea services, the officers for the sea services, draw is going to require me turning the scabbard around and then coming across with my right arm, draw a few inches out, anywhere from 6 to 8. That's, well, maybe 10 or so. So here, and I'm going to pull the sword straight out. I'm going to have that 30-degree angle. It's going to be an extension of my arm. Now, even though it's curved, there is a straight portion right here. And that straight portion needs to be an extension of your arm, just like that. Now, when I come back down, like this, then I'm going to let go of the scabbard and cut my hand. So I look like this. Now, you're not going to hold the scabbard. I understand that all kinds of cadets do. That's not the way you're supposed to do it. So that's all I'll say about it. All right, so you have the saber here. Now, to bring the saber back down and have the blade right into the shoulder here, what you're going to do is use the heel of your hand, kick the saber back as you lower your arm, just like this. It's a little bit lighter than the Navy sword, so it's a bit easier to manipulate. and I'm used to it much better. So, but as you do, notice my fingers, and I'll hold this here. Notice my fingers. I'm putting these three fingers behind and writing like a pencil. I'm putting my thumb and index finger around, and I bring it back like this. So I draw and come back like this. So I stand at attention, and this is how you look. This is order. This is carry. We don't have the Army and then the Air Force and Space Force. We don't have an order. So order looks like this, and this is from the sea services. Order looks like this. We don't have that in regulation drill. In ceremonial drill, for the old guard, the Air Force Honor Guard, etc., all the other service honor guards in DC, they have the order position, but we, those who practice regulation drill, we don't. So you're going to have this position the whole time when you're at order, arms, going always back to carry. So to go to present, we'll tell you what, let's go to parade rest first. So for parade rest, you're going to take that hand, and just like my other videos, I can't put my hand behind my back, but just pretend that I'm getting it back there. So parade rest. I'm going to drop the saber in front of me to about a 30-degree angle, 30 degrees from vertical, coming out that way. All right. So the tip is about 6 or so inches off the marching surface. And so I'm at parade rest just like this. And then when I come back to attention, again, just forget my left arm here. It's platoon, attention, and you kick it back up. Now, I say kick it, and it's really easy, easier than the sea service sword. But what you do is you're going to take the heel of your hand and push, just like that. Push that back up. It's really quite easy. Platoon, attention. Kick it back up, and notice my fingers go back to that split. Index finger in front, and then thumb wrapped around, and then the other three fingers behind, and that's your back to carry. And then present arms. So present sword, present arms. What you're going to do is bring the sword. I keep saying sword, but it's a saber. So if you have the NCO sword or the officer saber, either one, same thing that you're going to do. This is present. The end of the grip is going to be about even with your chin, and you have about another 30-degree angle from horizontal coming out, not horizontal, vertical, coming out just like this. And then this is present, and then arms. You bring the sword not out like this, you bring it down straight to your side, the knuckle bow right up against your hip, and then the sword blade 30 degrees out, tip about 6 inches or so off the marching surface. Now, look at my hand. I hate this part of the salute. I really do. I think the Marine Corps did so much better by having you take your thumb, put it on the side of the grip, looks like the top here, and then coming down, your wrist is relaxed, and it looks great. And it's fine. However, the Army doesn't do that. The Army has you twist that wrist so your hand really doesn't move. I don't like it, but that's the technique. All right, and then order. Amazingly, this is order. And then arms, and you come back to carry. And again, for that arms, you just pop straight up just like that. All right, now, for the other swords, for the other services, when you're marching, it's eyes right, and you're marching just like this, moving forward, and the sword stays put. For the Army, you actually swing your arms just like this. So what you're doing, it's like vacuuming. So notice Mrs. Drillmaster is laughing behind the camera there. But notice the rotation of my wrist back and forth. So you want to keep the tip about 6 inches off the marching surface. And this is how you execute that arm swing. Just like that. So a lot of people think that arm swing for the Army is greater than everybody else because it's 9 to the front and 6 to the rear, and everybody else is 6 to the front and 3 to the rear. Well, it's actually the exact same arm swing. It's just measured from different positions of the leg. It's the same thing. So just because you're in the Army doesn't mean that you're swinging that the arms and sweeping the grass, vacuuming your grass. It's the same thing. So it's just a small-ish arm swing. Army measures from the center of the thigh. Air Force and the others measure from the front and the back of the thigh. And it just happens to be about 8 inches across or so, depending on your thigh, obviously. But it's same distance. So, and then order. Your head is to the right. Then order, arms, and then kick that back up as you're swinging. I'm not an expert at doing this. This is sword drill is very rare for me. But the manual, standing manual, we can get that no problem. And again, I default to my thumb on top. But just remember, 30 degrees out from horizontal, whether you're at parade rest or present, and then your sword points, well, it's the curve, but this upper piece where it's nice and straight, and then it curves away. That upper piece points straight forward, right at your side. Don't do this. This isn't a thing for the United States military. Now, for exhibition drill, sure, if you want to do that, it's something fancy, by all means, you go right ahead and do that. So just to review, the Army Officer Saber, you can use this big clunky thing from the cavalry of the 1800s and even early 1900s. And then the Confederate sword, which is more like the NCO sword, today's Army NCO sword, which is really not all that common, but it's still that's what it's patterned after. So as far as I know, anyway, if you have any questions, please let me know. And this video was brought to you by the Drill Master, the Institute for Ceremonial Standards, and my Saber, and these two swords over here. But please buy the real thing. Save up. Do some extra things that can generate funds for your unit. Get the real thing, or we'll never have these again, ever. These companies will go out of business. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Take care.